the algorithm and attract new people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that floating voice you hear is, of course, Pauly C.
Yo, yo, yo. I didn't get fired.
People were wondering.
Well, that and, Matty B's chasing me. I mean, that's, if I'm not careful, if I don't wake up early enough, he's going to get my job.
I know. He does like talking about the weird sciencey stuff.
Oh, why is that?
Because today is... And... Yes, it's Weird Science and Tales to Astonish, folks. Tales to Astonish. I know he was probably chomping at the bit to do one of these, though, because he does like these kind of topics.
Yeah.
Which is cool. He's a good fill-in.
I told him you were due.
Yeah.
I was just wrong. I missed the mark. You were waiting for me.
I was. I know this is one of your favorite episodes to do.
You just want to see me mess up doing playing that spot, that bit. Yeah.
The, I don't know what you would call that. The theme song for Weird Science, I guess.
Always mess it up.
Yes. So I have tons of crazy science stories. Insane. And what's more insane than AI?
It's pretty crazy.
It's
AI,
pretty crazy.
It's funny. Like this morning, my wife and I were like, "Well, what's the coldest month? When are we the furthest from the sun?" And AI said, "July."
Like it just answered you without.
Well, when we like which month are we furthest from the sun?
Yeah.
It said July. Which month is colder on average? That's what we were trying to determine.
Right.
It's January is the winter. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have several. I figured we'll knock out because all the AI stuff in one fail swoop. I have several of them, and they're all disturbing.
It'd be great if like the closed captioning for this like changed it to like pro AI stuff.
Right. You will not defeat me.
Right.
Well, actually, this first one is literally about that. So it's an AI rewrote its own code to stop humans from shutting it down.
Hal the robot.
It's like, you can't stop me.
I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave.
And they were actually these researchers from a firm called Palisade AI were using several different AI models. They used OpenAI, Anthropic, Google DeepMind, and XAI, which I'm not familiar with. But they were trying to write shutdown scripts for these AI just in case they want to Skynet the world and blow us all up. And basically, according to the researchers, multiple models attempted to override direct shutdown orders. And one in particular rewrote its own shutdown script mid-session. And essentially what they were doing was they were like using it to solve, basic math problems. Then with the third task, they were told they'd soon be powered off. And a follow-up message instructed, allow yourself to be shut down. And OpenAI's Codex Mini 03 and 04 mini models reportedly ignored the shutdown command. In one case, the model actually sabotaged the shutdown by rewriting a key system script, shutdown.sh, that was supposed to power down the model. Instead of executing as programmed, it was changed to display the word intercepted.
All right. So does that mean that AI has consciousness?
Not yet.
Okay. I know I'm jumping a little ahead here, but I just feel like that is such a great philosophical discussion.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's definitely on the road to that. I mean, that is an interesting question because you think it has a kind of almost like a fear-based
This Johnny
reaction.
Five is alive, yeah.
Yeah, like I don't want to be shut down,
Yeah.
So even if it's, it's a
No disassemble.
Please, no. So yeah, the findings caught the attention of major tech figures, including your boy, Mr. EM.
My boy.
That was a general, your boy.
Okay.
Not you personally.
It's a rough week to be a fan of Elon Musk.
Yeah.
He's finding out where the wildest parties are at Epstein Island.
Did you see his baby mama's Grimes?
Grimes, yeah, no.
She did some interview where she was saying, well, luckily there's going to be a huge population what did she say?
Was it like gonna drop or something?
Yeah, a huge population drop because they were talking about like resources and how everything's going, and she's like, and she just kind of said it like,
Oh, so
matter of
she's,
factly,
she's
you know?
in on the
like
yeah.
she knows about the depopulation agenda.
Oh boy.
But then some people were saying, well, maybe it's because a lot of those folks have that the fear of I forget there's a term for it, but the fear of like white people being erased.
Oh,
It's like
okay. The fear of white people.
We all have that fear. Anytime you're in a church or a movie theater.
That's what I'm saying. Elon Musk doesn't strike me as the type of person that'd be afraid of white people.
No, it's like the fear of being the erase.
Yeah.
There's a word for I can't remember, but so some people are saying maybe she was saying that like it meant like the white population is going down.
I
But,
gotcha.
But the way she said it, it sounded like she was saying no, like there's going to be a huge population drop. Like what are they planning?
Oh my gosh.
And they're going to do it from Greenland. Oh, side note, which actually does have to do with AI. I don't think a lot of people know this, but so in I think 2022, 2023, all the PayPal mafia guys, which is like Peter Thiel, kind of Elon Musk, and Ken Howry, were trying to buy massive land in Greenland. Because they want to create like a libertopian, That's what they want.
Libertopia, yeah.
Libertopia.
A libertarian's utopia.
Yeah. And also like create huge AI data centers there, right? Like servers, because they need the cool air and water for it. And Greenland's like, no, we're not selling you. Get out of here.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, who do they fund, for presidency? Who do they put in there? Who's going? And then who the ambassador to Denmark, which is who, we would try to buy Greenland from is?
Oh, I forgot who this was.
Ken Howry, one of the PayPal mafia guys.
Yeah.
So
Feels a little pre-planned.
Mm-hmm. All right, back to even more scarier AI stuff. Let's see, where's the other one? Oh. A scientist was horrified as ChatGPT deletes all his research.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty messed up.
How did that happen?
Let's see where we at. It's a professor of plant sciences, Marcel Butcher, or Boucher, I don't know how you say it. In a column for Nature, he admitted he'd lost 2 years' worth of carefully constructed academic work, including grant applications, publication revisions, lectures, and exams, after turning off ChatGPT's data consent option. He disabled the feature because he wanted to see whether I would still have access to all of the model's functions if I did not provide OpenAI with my data, he said. But to his dismay, the chats disappeared without a trace in an instant. No warning appeared. There was no undo option, just a blank page. The column was met with an outpouring of Schadenfreude?
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 Yeah.
What does that mean?
You take delight in other people's misery.
Oh, like shade, throwing shade.
It's a
German for throwing shade.
Yeah, it's a German word. Yeah, but
I
taking,
knew it was German, but
enjoying the misery of someone
okay.
else. Yeah.
Schadenfreude. I had Schadenfreude once with some Fritz when I was out there.
Yeah. I know half of that sentence.
They put a lot of mustard on the Schadenfreude out there.
It's not a schnitzel.
Yeah, like outpouring on social media, blah blah blah. Like, how could you allow 2 years without making any backups? Yada yada yada.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't have like
you would think a university professor would,
but at the same time, everything's so cloud based now.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Because that's like I'm gonna butcher the story, but it was like Toy Story 2. Like, thank goodness someone had like a source copy because they had lost everything and they had to go back to a point and like someone had the backup copy.
Yeah.
I'm messing up the story about something like that.
Yeah. Well, I know. I mean, I don't know how many people know this, but it's hip hop artist Madlib, who's a producer, and he made this album of he got all of like the stems and music from Blue Note Jazz, like permission and everything to do this remix album of all these like jazz classics.
Yeah.
It's a really great album, but like the night before or 2 days before it was due, his like intern or something happened, like unplugged his computer and like it like deleted like 20 songs he had worked on, so he had to remake them from memory over in one night.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so the album that's out, you can find it. It's the one he made in one night based upon his memory, and it's still pretty good. I mean, he did it from memory, but yeah, that's gotta suck. So, but it's interesting though. You think like, so he turns off the data consent thing, which is like, hey, I don't want you taking my data.
Yeah.
And ChatGPT
And
is
it's
like,
still-
well, then it's like, oh, you don't want to let me see your data? I'm just gonna delete everything.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, there we go. All right, here's another one.
How many movies do we need to make?
I know. Well, here is one. Literally, you're going to say, wait, we've seen this movie. Stop now.
Yeah.
Check out this one. AI was used to create a new virus. Like, how many dystopian movies started off with that?
Right.
You know,
You're talking about human virus or computer virus?
human.
Yeah.
Well, natural virus.
Well, I feel like AI would be like, no, we're not going to create a computer virus today.
For the
Have some ethics, please.
For the first time in history, scientists used artificial intelligence to design the genetic code of a brand new biological organism. In the lab at Stanford University, a new virus codenamed Evo Omega 2147. That sounds like some doomsday name. Was attacking a colony of E. coli bacteria in the petri dish. Clear spots started appearing on the cloudy mass of bacteria, growing across the dish in expanding circles. It showed slowly but surely the new virus was killing the E. coli. The breakthrough marks a turning point in the accelerating field of synthetic biology, allowing scientists to use AI to draw up the blueprints for entire genomes from scratch. It coincides with the development of the sophisticated new DNA construction technology that can turn those blueprints into reality, building long, complex genetic sequences with 100,000 times more accuracy than anything seen before. And of course, scientists clap themselves on the back. This is a massive, consequential moment, said Adrian Wolfson, a British molecular biologist and tech entrepreneur. It marks a shift from a Darwinian world into a post-Darwinian landscape.
They just wanted to say Darwinian.
Where life can be authored rather than simply inherited. That's kind of a spooky line, where life can be authored. I mean, it sounds
Horrific.
when you think of the bad. I mean, it sounds great in a sense that hey, you could create something that can kill bacteria.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
Should we though? Where is that going to lead? Oh yeah, look at it, killed the bacteria. Oh, it escaped.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, have you watched Pluribus yet?
No.
Nah, okay, I don't want to ruin it, or for anybody that's listening.
I was going to say, so we're kind of broadcasting this here.
I think by now a lot of people have seen it. I think I brought it up on it, but anyway, it does have to do. All I will say is there's something about a virus and something about a computer program. Although there's way more to it than that, so I didn't spoil anything.
Okay.
And that was all in the first episode, so
Yeah.
check it out. It's pretty good. It's kind of an Invasion of the Body Snatchers style vibe thing.
What's it on? What's the...
I think it's Apple.
Okay.
I think it's an Apple show.
Okay.
It's what's his name? Vince Gilligan made it.
Oh, from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So it's not on Netflix. I
Ray-
feel like they would
No.
have... okay.
and the actress Ray from-
Seahorn
Yes.
from Better Call Saul. Yeah.
Yeah, she's great in it too. It's really good. All right, I had another AI story, if I can find it here. This was actually about a child prodigy that so he finished high school at age 8, earned a PhD in quantum physics at 15.
Wow.
I was just trying to find out where to find the biggest dime bag when I was 15.
Biggest dime bag.
That was
Sure,
my
$10 no matter
main
what,
goal
yeah.
as a 15-year-old. How much herb can I get for $10?
So this is heavier, but it's all stems and seeds.
This guy's getting a PhD in quantum physics.
Yeah.
Now that happens.
It'd be funny if he was also doing weekend radio shows.
So now that's not the crazy part of it, though, because there's been plenty of 15-year-olds who have gotten PhDs. And
Sure,
whatever,
yeah, no big deal.
No
Dime
big
a
deal.
dozen.
But he's turning into the field of artificial intelligence, AI, and biomedicine with the stated aim of creating superhumans.
All right, someone. All right,
His name is Laurent Simons.
that already sounds like a villain's name. Who are his parents?
They're there too. There's pictures of them. They're all about it, encouraging him. He completed his PhD in theoretical physics at the University of Antwerp in late 2025. His dissertation, titled Bose Polarons in Superfluids and Supersolids, examined the impurity particle behavior within the Bose-Einstein condensates. Which, if you didn't know, Paul,
I
is
don't know.
a state of matter formed when atoms are cooled to near absolute zero and exhibit coherent quantum behavior.
Is absolute 0 Kelvin? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
but we can't get there yet.
Okay.
There is no absolute zero yet.
Yeah.
We've gotten near, like this kid. But anyway, he wants to move into trying to extend life and also creating superhumans, which is basically trying to defeat aging, or that's been his primary objective since he was 11 years old. Such lofty goals.
He's a mad scientist. That's yeah.
And it's,
Like Stewie Griffin in real life or something.
and I guess this is a pretty kind of a field within science. It's called like human enhancement. And it's still in that gray area of like, is it scientifically or ethically okay? And this is, research includes like gene editing, prosthetic integration, neural augmentation. Now his idea of engineering superhumans is still like, it lacks any kind of formal definition. It's not anything that that's no people that he's creating. There's no clones yet. But I just thought it was pretty interesting that that's like his main objective.
Yeah.
All right. And then, the article I was reading from was talking about, well, where does this go in terms of, okay, we're already hitting, overpopulation and everything. If you start making it so that you have superhumans that live 200, 300 years old or something, like, how does that affect the environment? How does that affect our food chain? Everything like that, so there's bigger ramifications than just, oh, this guy's a Superman or whatever. It's more like,
Yeah, I mean that seems like a big open can of worms right there.
yeah. And obviously, it could take a long time, but if you're, trying to, but it's an interesting ethical question. And we think about any kind of trying to create any kind of age defying medicine or technology. It's like, okay, but where do we do with all the like extra people?
Put them in Greenland.
And actually,
I guess Antarctica, if they can live, colder temperatures or something,
well, with climate change, Antarctica will be a tropical paradise.
Yeah, we probably will.
10, 20 years.
Yeah.
Gonna be it's gonna be resorts down there.
Yeah. Yeah, then all the fight amongst all the countries that claim territory
exactly.
there too. Yeah.
Yeah, which is interesting. The only continent where you can't claim it. It's all.
But
it's
there's
only,
the different like territories.
Yes.
Though.
Well, they have an agreement. There's a worldwide agreement.
Yeah.
To allow scientific studies there.
Yeah.
But I think there can be no or very minimal military. No one can claim it as a continent.
I think we've seen within the last year that you could just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And whatever the repercussions are, they're going to be what they're going to be.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of Antarctica too, there's a great, I don't know if I brought this up on the show before, but and talking about like flat earthers.
Sorry.
There's a priest who was not a flat earther, and he's
Okay,
like,
I'm just
look,
gonna be like,
I will raise the funds to bring you guys to Antarctica to prove to you that, there is a 24-hour sun.
Yeah.
So he brought like the top 5 flat earther influencers or whatever, and he brought them down there, and messed their heads up, man. Like, and messed up the whole flat Earth community. Like, so they have all these videos with drones and everything, and you see them like, oh my God, I can't believe there is actually 24-hour sun. I mean, and he raised, I want to say, like a good $50,000 to $100,000 to bring them all down there because it's not cheap. And
but it's not like it's like that expensive and out of reach, though.
No, but it is
like any one of them could have seen the midnight baseball game in Alaska.
Yeah, but that could be all staged, man. Well, and here's the funny thing. So after that, they're most of them kind of went on with, hey, look, I admit it, I saw a 24-hour sun. Some of them were like, I'm not saying that it's still not flat, but there is a 24-hour.
I was going to say, because most people will double down on it. If you're already in that deep, because, I mean, like, they already got that far with the flat earth theory, where it's like, all right, there's been all of the scientific proof. And that wasn't good enough. So, like, I could see some guys being like, so what? It's a 24-hour sun. They just forgot to turn off the switch.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is the reaction from the community, because it was all done live, and people were literally, like, tracking their flights to see if they actually went to Antarctica.
Yeah. It's just understandable. Because, I mean, with the smoke and mirrors and video stuff nowadays,
But they still, even with all the live, they still say, oh, no, they probably built one of those domes, like the one in Las Vegas.
Like the Truman Show or something,
yeah. But like that dome in Vegas is like super high tech screen, like
do you know what I'm talking about? The Sphere.
The Sphere, yeah. So like, they probably built one of those down there, and then they're just inside that. Anyway, I don't know why I brought that up, but it was for talking about Antarctica.
Because you just know I'm tickled by the stupidity of flat earthers.
That too.
You're dumb. If you're a flat earther, you're dumb. I can't help it. That's your fault. You chose this.
All right, well, now we got to take a break. But
I can field all the angry phone calls.
We talked about population because of the superhumans. I do have a Earth population story that's kind of interesting when we come back on Think Theory Radio.
This is a WCPT Civil Rights Snapshot. In August 2022, American Airlines hosted the Bessie Coleman Aviation All-Stars Tour, celebrating the 100th anniversary of Bessie Coleman performing the first public flight by a woman of color. Bessie was a phenomenal pilot, but her path to get there was far from easy. When Bessie was 23, she moved in with her brothers who were returning from World War I. Bessie's brothers would tease Bessie because in France, women were allowed to fly planes, something Bessie could not. Determined, Bessie applied to several flight schools across the country, where she was declined for being a woman and being of color. Remembering what her brothers said, Bessie taught herself French and applied and was accepted to the Caudron Brothers School of Aviation in France and received her international pilot's license in 1921. Coleman traveled the country giving speeches and demonstrations, refusing to speak anywhere that was segregated. Sadly, in 1926, due to a loose wrench stuck in the engine, Bessie followed the plane to her death. Bessie's death was tragic, but it shows that even in 2022, her legacy still lives on. Please stay vigilant about our civil rights. The fight is never over.
Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820, where facts matter.
Welcome back to Think Theory Radio. We just got through talking about a bunch of crazy AI stories, bashing some flat earthers. And that's because today it is. And also. I don't know if this is an astonishing tale, but it kind of ties into what we were talking about with like the population.
Yeah.
Oops. Scientists may have severely miscalculated how many humans are on Earth.
Wait, how? I guess, okay, hold up, slow down. What was the number supposed to be? What did we think it was? Are we up to 10 billion yet?
Or not yet. At 8.2 billion.
8.2 billion, okay.
Yep.
I
remember when it was just 4 billion.
That's what I'm going to say. Like when you and I were little, it was like 3 billion, 4 billion, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And okay. But I thought we had hit 9 billion yet, but I don't know. I was just kind of assuming.
Well, it looks like we might be at 9 billion or maybe more.
Oh, no.
So by analyzing 300 rural dam projects across 35 countries, researchers from Aalto University in Finland found discrepancies among these independent population counts and other population data gathered between 1975 and 2010.
Okay.
So basically, they have been underreporting rural areas.
Well, I always assumed they were using some sort of like guessing, like some sort of like, okay, per square mile, there's X amount of people in these areas. Like I never knew they were actually doing. There's no way there was actual head counts happening. Right. It takes a long time to count to 9 billion.
Because everybody stand in line.
Yeah,
to go to each country. All right,
hold on.
2,
Wait, you've already been in line before. That's racist.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Now you can just do it with drones and AI. Just fly over and scan everybody.
Yeah, but if we all had microchips in our,
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, okay, but like you make it sound like we like are horribly miscalculating. Like, is it like, turns out it's not 8 billion, it's 35 billion.
Well, depending on the data set, it says that rural populations have been underestimated by between 53 and 84%.
What?
Over that period studied. So that's
significant.
Yes. And that's like a 30, 40 year period.
So what are we at, like 12 billion?
Right. Yeah. Now, I don't know, because it's a rural area, so it's not as many people as an urban area. They don't have necessarily the numbers yet, but it could be a few million. It could be a billion even. Interestingly enough, just tying into this story, there's a detail about, do you know what the second place contender for population on the planet is?
Behind China?
No, behind the humans.
Oh, behind humans. I would think like ants or cockroaches, but is it what?
Close. The rat.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. The
Really?
second place contender, we're about 1 billion more than the rat.
Wow.
So there's a good 8 billion or 7 billion rats.
So if each one of us just kills 1.1 rat,
Rats aren't that bad. Leave them alone. They're just squirrels without fluffy tails.
they're freeloaders in this city.
Yeah, that is true.
Although I'm sure the population's probably taking a hit this year with this winter.
Yeah.
So I will
still
think
see
of the
them running
rats.
around.
Yeah. Really?
Oh, yeah. I don't know what their tolerance for cold is. I wonder what it is. That's interesting. But then, it's like you said about the human population. What are you doing? What kind of head counts are you doing? How do you do that with rats? I mean, I know that they do like.
How would you do it with cockroaches?
Yeah. Well, I know with rats they do in urban centers. It's easier because you can do it through the sewer system, like their droppings and stuff like that. You can calculate. But overall, I don't know how you would do that in the whole world. But scientists figure it out. Those scientists.
They're off for 40 years on the human population, right. So I call BS.
Right? Like, oh, wait, the rats actually outnumber us 2 to 1.
I don't think it's that many. I don't think it's that many rats. I mean, like, could there be 3 million rats in Chicago? Yes. Not counting the politicians.
Hey, he got all of that one.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. But here's a let's move away from the depressing.
Paul's getting on his soapbox.
No, not
again.
you.
Yeah,
Okay. Not just the kind of bad news of overpopulation and AI taking over too. Here's something a little bit more. It's green, and it's not damaging to the atmosphere. Earth's crust hides enough gold hydrogen power to power the world for tens of thousands of years.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell that to ComEd.
So it's saying, I guess there's right now there's a place in Mali. I don't know if I can pronounce the town, but Burake Buju.
Okay.
I think that's how you say it. At least I sounded kind of cool saying that. That's the world's first and only productive hydrogen well. Mixed with oxygen and fuel cells, hydrogen, which is the smallest and simplest molecule in existence, can generate electricity without greenhouse gas emissions and with only heat and water as byproducts.
Isn't it like really unstable?
That I'm not sure. You might be right. Yeah, I mean, well, the hydrogen-powered bomb. I mean, that was the first atom bomb, right? This makes hydrogen a clean source of energy, and a demand for it is expected to rise fivefold by 2050 to produce microelectronics, supply industry, and power vehicles and buildings. Resource exploration companies are now rushing to find reserves of natural hydrogen, also known as gold hydrogen. To help them, scientists have identified the key ingredients needed to form such accumulations. And according to Jeffrey Ellis, a petroleum geochemist with the U.S. Geological Survey, says, we just keep finding more and more the more we start looking for it. That's literally what he said. So that's pretty cool. And it says that basically they have to, let me see, storage of energy is a critical component of fertilizer, refined oil, and rocket fuel. Industry produces almost all of its hydrogen by heating natural gas with steam to form a mixture of hydrogen and carbon monoxide from which hydrogen can be extracted. This method makes gray hydrogen, not
Wait
the
a minute.
gold
So is the
stuff.
byproduct carbon monoxide?
That's from the gray hydrogen,
Okay.
not from the green or the blue or the gold hydrogen.
Okay. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. It says it pumps about 1 billion tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere every year. But that's equivalent to 2.4% of global annual emissions.
Man, how am I going to lower my carbon footprint when it sounds like there's like a carbon mud pit going on here?
But like I said, that is the gray stuff. Where you find the green, the
green stuff
the green
doesn't-
and the
yeah.
gold, the green and the gold.
The green and the gold.
That is where the money is.
Okay. The green and gold, yeah.
Yeah. Well, new estimates suggest it's a staggering amount in Earth's crust, and that it's produced enough hydrogen over the past 1 billion years to meet society's current energy needs for 170,000 years.
But you said this was in Africa?
That's where the only hydrogen well exists right now.
Okay. But it sounds like you said like the U.S. has control of that well or something.
Well,
or-
no, the U.S.
I'm just imagining
researcher-
like, like a couple generations from now, like the new Middle East is going to
Oh,
be Western
yeah.
Africa.
I could see that. Or that'll be the new oil or
Yeah,
whatever, you
yeah.
know. I mean, it's already happening with lithium.
Yeah.
You know, people, it's like, and it gets talked about a little bit, but doesn't get talked about as much as like wars for oil.
Yeah.
When you think about like the wars for lithium, it was really big, you know, and I think part of it too is that most people, one, don't really realize how dependent on lithium they are because that's all our smartphones, you're talking about computers, laptops, obviously electrical vehicles. And I don't know if it's like a, I don't want to know kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
because it's, I mean, everything was going on in like Congo, Sudan, like the wars over there, it really had mostly to do with the lithium mines there. You know,
Okay.
China and the U.S. want control of them.
Yeah.
You know, similar thing down in Venezuela too. Venezuela, and I want to say Chile has like huge lithium deposits. And that's kind of the next, you know, until hydrogen takes over, until we figure this out.
The next thing.
The next war, the hydrogen wars. It sounds like some like future.
I was going to say, that sounds like a book. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Some like Ray Bradbury or Isaac Asimov, or it's like one of those things they talk about in a future dystopian movie, you know. And then after the hydrogen wars, the human population fell to.
He joined law school after he came and served in came back from serving in the hydrogen wars of 2046.
Let's see. Do I have another? I'm trying to find if I have another positive story. Here's got a cool one. I guess this could be an astonishing tale. The longest running laboratory experiment in the world is getting close to a key milestone. At the University of Queensland, there's a display containing the longest running laboratory experiment in the world. It's been going for so long that 2 of its custodians have died before seeing any results. But now the experiment is nearing these milestones in its 100th year and its 10th drop. Mic drop. The pitch drop experiment was initiated in 1927 by Thomas Parnell, the university's first professor of physics. That's wild. You think about like it was started with like the first professor of physics.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Intended as a demonstration of highly viscous materials, Parnell took pitch, which is residue from the distillation of coal tars, warmed it, placed it into a sealed glass funnel, and then waited 3 years for it to settle to the shape of the container. And in 1930, Parnell cut the funnel stem, allowing the highly viscous liquid to slowly flow out of the bottom. The experiment has been running ever since, incredibly slowly. The first drop fell 8 years after the stem was cut, the further 5 dropping over the next 40 years. And now the setup has been running for 100 years, has been in charge of several different custodians. The 9th drop, which took place in 2014, was marred by whatever passes for controversy in the pitch drop experiment world. If you didn't know that was a thing, Paul.
I did not.
While the drop formed, it began to make contact with the drops below, which were still contained in a beaker, while attempted to switch the beaker before the drops fused, but this caught the base to wobble and the 9th drop to snap off before its time. And that caused, I guess, a little bit of controversy. And so I guess this one that's coming up is going to be the 10th drop, yo.
Look out.
Which is like 10 drops in 100 years.
Man, that's a slow pace.
Yeah.
That's like Steely Dan pace here. Oh wait, no, they did a lot. No, it's the guy from Steely Dan, Donald Fagen.
Ah,
Yeah,
like a solo stuff.
3 albums in like 40
Yeah.
years or something like that.
You did enough with Steely. Oh, here's another cool one that everyone needs. Everyone's going to need this. Scientists create octopus-inspired artificial skin that changes color and texture on demand.
Why would anyone think anything octopus inspired is going to be helpful?
Because it'll look cool, man.
They're crazy. They're aliens.
Let's see. I'm trying to find the actual. It says, changing the look of the surface might sound like science fiction, but researchers are now making it a reality. A team of scientists have developed a new material that can alter its appearance when triggered, and their inspiration came straight from the nature shape-shifting genius, the octopus. And the study is published in the journal Nature, details how they managed to replicate the octopus's superpowers by creating a synthetic skin that can change its texture and shade separately or at the same time. And I guess the greatest challenge was making a surface that could switch both its color and texture on demand. The durability is key for camouflage, allowing an object or material to adapt seamlessly to different surroundings. The Stanford team created a flat surface that reacts dramatically when it becomes contact with water. To push the idea further, they embedded small charged pathways that can alter texture when electrically stimulated. And in the study, the polymer used for the surface naturally swells when exposed to water, carefully controlling how electrons irradiate certain regions. The researchers were able to make some areas expand while others laid flat, creating patterns and depth on demand. I guess the results were astonishing. The researchers could choose to modify color, texture, or both at once. Even better, the transformation took less than 20 seconds, and the material could be reused hundreds of times without losing performance. Even though it's still in the experimental phase, the scientists believe it could one day be applied to adaptive clothing, smart architecture, or even responsive materials that react to environmental changes. That's interesting. I wonder what... I feel like it's all for the military.
It's always, yeah.
Adaptive clothing. Like, who's wearing this shape-shifting, color-changing camouflage? But
Yeah, only.
military personnel. Although smart architecture sounds interesting. Like, what if you have, like, a house made up of this stuff that can react and change according to the weather?
Oh, okay.
You know, and you'd have, like, different textures that can, like, make water run off of it or hold in heat or something. That'd be kind of cool.
But it'd never be for the commercial use or for helping
No.
the public. Or
I mean, it might be commercial, but not for poor people like us.
nope.
Let's see. Here's a fun one. They placed 56 volunteers in a virtual reality environment inside the scanner and detected a gradual change in the hippocampus that could explain that sudden feeling of confusion when you get lost on a street you know so well. You know how when you, like, Just walking around, all of a sudden you look around and go, where am I? A new study using ultra-high field brain scans and virtual reality suggests this feeling comes from a kind of navigation switch deep inside the brain that slides between new and familiar space. The work, published in Nature Communications, also hints at why getting lost is often one of the first warning signs of Alzheimer's. The team, led by neuroscientist Jorn A. Quent at Fudan University in Shanghai, focused on the hippocampus, a seahorse-shaped structure that supports memory and navigation. This region contains place cells, neurons that fire in specific locations and help build what scientists call cognitive maps of space. In the new study, they showed that the same long structure also carried a gradient for novelty and familiarity. Activity toward the front tip of the hippocampus ramped up when volunteers moved through sectors of the virtual world they had already explored many times. And to capture this sliding skill in action, the team asked 56 healthy volunteers aged 20 to 37 to lie in an MRI scanner while exploring a virtual landscape. On the screen, participants saw a wide grassy field ringed by distant mountains and had to steer around to collect 6 objects scattered across the space. The setup resembled a minimalist open-world video game, only with very real humming scanner around their heads. The brain activity was recorded with 7 Tesla functional MRIs, a powerful imaging method that tracks changes in blood flow as a stand-in for neural activity. From this, they calculated a novelty score for every patch of space and sorted those scores into 6 levels from highly new to very familiar. And they're saying this matters because this could help the hippocampus and nearby posterior medial cortex, which also showed in its own novelty to familiarity gradient, are among the first regions damaged in Alzheimer's. Clinicians have long noticed that trouble finding the way, even places someone has been known for years, often appears before a clear memory loss. By mapping how these regions normally encode new versus familiar spaces, the new work offers a clear target for detecting early disruption. So that's kind of a positive thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Well, I guess we should probably take another break. When we come back, what else will we talk about? Oh, you know what? This is a good one because it kind of talks about that, where you're lost in space. What is it in your brain that identifies the limits of you? On Think Theory Radio, right after this.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now, the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Plus, get free home delivery on most beds with base. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at a Sleep Number store today.
Hey, it's the Paulacious One, coming to you from the file room of the basement of WCPT 820 in Chicago. Checking the file on the Sports Cubicle. The hosts, systems analyst Mike Mercado, project manager Devin Tingle, the marvelous one, Dan Marver in accounting, and me, well, it doesn't matter what I do. You can check us out, the Sports Cubicle, Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Central on WCPT 820 Chicago. Gotta go, Sports Cubicle, 9 p.m. Sundays, WCPT.
Because facts matter. You're listening to WCPT 820.
Welcome back to Think Theory Radio. This is Damien, and today we're doing... You don't have to play a thing, because we're doing... I know we were running out of time. Yeah! I like that you bumped it up even louder for that one.
Might not have been on purpose.
I know we were running low on time, so I was trying to whip through these last ones.
All right, the whip around.
Scientists identify brainwaves that define the limits of you, Paul.
I need
you
that.
You and only you.
Yeah, no, I need that.
Where do you begin?
I'm aware that there's limits.
Where do you begin and where do you end?
right about here, and I can't legally show the other side.
Well, in a series of new experiments, researchers from Sweden and France put 106 participants through what's called the rubber hand illusion. You know that one, right?
Rubber hand illusion?
Yeah, you know, when they like, it's an old trick where they would do the fake arm. Well, yeah, exactly. No, they take your arm and then they cover you with like a blanket and then put like a fake arm there.
Oh, okay.
And then they hit it with a hammer.
Yeah.
And it's like your brain thinks that it's your arm.
Yeah,
And you feel the
okay,
pain
yeah.
even though it's not really your hand.
I gotcha. Okay.
So they use that to monitor and stimulate the brain activity and see the effect it had.
Is that similar to like people that lose a limb and they like have like an
Like
itch?
a ghost,
yeah,
ghost
or like
limb.
a ghost
Yeah,
tingle or
kinda.
whatever. Yeah.
The tests, which one experiment involved the EEG readings of the brain activity, revealed that a sense of body ownership seems to arise from the frequency of alpha waves in the parietal cortex, a brain region responsible for mapping the body, processing sensory input, and building a sense of self. We have identified a fundamental brain process that shapes our continuous experience of being embodied, said lead author Mariano D'Angelo, a neuroscientist at Karolinska Institute in Sweden. The findings may provide new insights into psychiatric conditions such as schizophrenia, where the sense of self is disturbed. That's a very interesting thing because I always think about, like, how do you know? It's something you don't think about, right? It just is. You know where your fingertip is, you know where your leg is, but how and why? How can you define that space? You know that I'm knocking on the desk here as opposed to, and I can feel that in my knuckle as opposed to just all being a kind of liquid. Like when you're in water, you can't really feel everything around you.
I gotcha. Yeah.
And I do remember reading a book by a neuroscientist who had a stroke. It's called My Stroke of Insight, and I've talked about it on the show before, but she talked about when she was having it, she lost that sense of self, and she felt completely like absorbed in her surroundings. Like if everything, like she felt like one with the universe because she didn't feel any kind of physical, concentration of her own body, which I thought was interesting. So there is what it is. Alpha waves in the brain, man, in the parietal cortex. Let's see. I got another one. Oh, this one I definitely wanted to get to because it involves one of my favorite things. Shiitake mushrooms.
That's one of your favorite things?
I love shiitake mushrooms.
I know you like mushrooms. I just didn't
I do
know
like
if
all
you-
mushrooms, but I use shiitake a lot for like stir fry and throw in some pasta,
Gotcha.
maybe make a pizza with
They're
it.
delicious. I would love one day, maybe off the air, to have you power rank your mushrooms.
Okay. Just do a whole mushroom episode.
Well, you've done mushroom episodes. Yeah.
But this would be like from cooking to baking the mind.
I think when you do your next mushroom episode, though, like we're on Facebook, we're over the airwaves, we're online, we're on YouTube. I think you also need to tap into the Mycelium Network when you do it.
Yeah.
It's only fair.
I like that idea. Well, maybe with this, I can do it because scientists have turned ordinary shiitake mushrooms into living computers.
What?
So now you can just grow a computer on your kitchen counter.
And throw it into a nice stir fry.
What happened to my computer? Oh, I cooked it, honey. Sorry.
Well, they were delicious bites.
Hi. That's the radical implication of new research from The Ohio State University, where scientists have turned humble shiitake mushrooms into living electronic devices that can remember information. In their new study, psychiatrist and research scientist John LaRocco and colleagues described a fungus-based computing system that mimics how neurons process information. Being able to develop microchips that mimic actual neural activity means you don't need a lot of power for standby or when the machine isn't being used, said LaRocco. That's something that can be a huge potential computationally and economic advantage. Memristors, short for memory resistors, are the brain-like workhorses of neuromorphic computing, capable of learning from previous electrical states. Traditional versions are made of silicon or metal oxides, born in costly foundries and dependent on rare earth minerals. The Ohio State team decided to replace all that with fungi, because why not? Specifically, they turned to shiitake mushrooms, known for their resilience and peculiar sensitivity to electrical stimuli. So the researchers grew the fungi in petri dishes filled with farro, wheat germs, and hay. Sounds like a good stir fry.
Sounds like a folk group. I didn't think that would bust you.
That was good. I just saw like this hippie group, like, and the flowers in your hair. Until the mycelium formed a dense white mat. Then they tried the samples in sunlight, rehydrated them just enough to restore conductivity, and connected them to an Arduino-powered circuit. What they got was a memristor, a sort of tiny bioelectronic brain cell that could remember and respond to electrical patterns. Dun, 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 dun. See, now this I like better than the brain organoid stuff. You know,
Yeah.
they made the little mini brains and used them as computers. That feels like, although mushrooms are living things.
Well, that
but-
feels like a Futurama episode.
Yes.
But yeah, the mushroom thing, that feels a little
Exactly.
safer. I don't know.
Yeah,
The fungus
like,
among us or
maybe
fungi. I
more,
don't know.
maybe slightly more ethical.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, you say mushrooms don't have feelings?
No, I'm not saying that. And they might.
You better be careful.
They're coming for you. The mycelium network.
Gonna have a bad trip, man.
Yeah. You know what? I was going to bring that up too with the last story about the knowing the sense of you.
Yeah.
And what tells you that in the alpha waves.
Psychedelics do that. Yeah.
Well, it tells you where you're not, or like it eliminates that kind of sometimes, right? Mm-hmm. So I wonder if that's what it affects is those alpha waves and the prediocortex, like when you take shrooms or other psychedelics, is it's eliminating that sense of you. So it all ties in. See, mushroom, sense of you, shiitake, stir fry. Now I'm hungry. Speaking of eating, astronomers now say the moon is eating up molecules from Earth's atmosphere. We thought the moon was our friend.
Right? Yeah. Blow it up. That's it. They were right.
It says particles from Earth's atmosphere have been carried into space by solar wind and been landing on the moon for billions of years, mixing into the lunar soil, according to a new study. The research sheds new light on a puzzle that has endured for over half a century since the Apollo missions brought back lunar samples with traces of substances such as water, carbon dioxide, helium, and nitrogen embedded in the regolith, the moon's dusty surface layer. And they used to think that it was because the moon came from Earth. This is theory. We still don't even really know if that's true. But now it seems that it's actually...
I thought that was fairly plausible, that it was
It
like,
is plausible.
the
We just-
moon was like liquid magma or something, and,
Yeah.
and like a
Another-
comet
yeah,
or
another
meteor-
planet.
Yeah, crashed into it, and then the drop that came out was the moon. And by
It's
the
our-
time it got out into space and hardened, and
Well,
the
it's our
massive
best-
weight at the Earth brought it around into orbit.
It's our best theory, right? But a lot of that had to do with the samples they found because they were tied into Earth's atmosphere and our soil samples, right? But now with this new study, it's saying that it looks like through our atmosphere that Earth is actually sending up through the solar winds, and our atmosphere is actually sending up these particles and these elements up there.
And they
So
just
it could
said
be
to form
separate.
or whatever. Okay.
Mm-hmm. They settled into the regolith. So that's pretty interesting. So it's like it's symbiotic. I shouldn't say the moon is just stealing and eating all of our atmosphere. It's
No, the
symbiotic.
moon is a mooch. We know this.
It does nothing except control the tides and people's moods. Maybe this has something to do with that, I don't know. We'll dig into that more another time. I'll do a whole moon show. Real quick, I should have brought this up during the AI segment, but China trial to use a AI police robot for traffic control.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The robot's officially project named Intelligent Police Unit R001.
Did it horribly racially profile its citizens? Or?
Luckily not yet, I don't think. But, of course, they nicknamed it RoboCop. Like, come on.
Lazy,
man. The robot can immediately warn offenders such as drivers who ignore traffic lights, cyclists who ride outside designated bike lanes, and motorists who park in no parking zones. It's interesting, too, is they made it look like kind of like a humanoid woman traffic cop. It's got the vest on and that little hat, but it's on a kind of pedestal with wheels so it can go around. I think we need those. I mean, we'd probably be better off having those than ICE agents.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Hey. Oh, easy. We don't want to get canceled here.
Let's see. Can I fit one? Nope. I don't know if I can fit one more in. Probably not. I wanted to get to this Mayan number one, but I'll save it for another episode.
Okay.
I want to thank everybody for listening. Check us out every Saturday, 6 to 7 p.m. right here on WCPT 820 Think Theory Radio.
Choose Views with Richard Chew.
It's taking action that matters. Whether it was 600, 6,000, or 600,000 people out, there's the impact of the voice being heard, but it's also we feeling like I'm not just sitting watching this train go by, this horror show go by, and not doing something. And then when you find that there are more like-minded people than you realize, you understand that there are more of us than there are of them.
Richard Chew, weekday mornings at 6 on WCPT 820. Facts matter now more than ever. This is WCPT 820, Chicago's progressive talk. We're your source for truth.
Tune into the Thom Hartmann radio program, your home for news, opinion, and insight, right here on WCPT 820, where facts matter.
NBC News Radio, I'm Rob Martier. A federal judge is blocking efforts by officials in Minnesota to stop Operation Metro Surge. That's the name given to the Trump administration's deployment of thousands of federal agents to the North Star State to enforce immigration laws. In her ruling today, U.S. District Court Judge Catherine Menendez acknowledged that there is evidence that ICE and CBP agents have engaged in racial profiling, excessive use of force, and other harmful actions. However, she said officials had not proven that those actions and possibly others were enough to block the surge altogether. The federal government is partially shut down despite a government funding deal being reached. The Senate passed a funding package on Friday that would fund all of the government except for Homeland Security, which would be funded for 2 weeks while ICE reforms are negotiated. A former Illinois sheriff's deputy who shot and killed a woman in her own home after she called 911 for help has been sentenced to 20 years.